Hi guys, today we're talking to Tom Underwood from Local CoinSwap, the community-based peer-to-peer crypto exchange. They're currently in pre-sale and moving to ICO very soon, so stick around and we'll find out more about Local CoinSwap. This is Aussie Ty and you're watching a crypto current affair. Hi Tom, welcome to a crypto current affair and thanks for being here. So tell me more about Local CoinSwap.
So Local CoinSwap, in short, is a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency exchange. We'll be offering trading on a whole wide range of coins. So we'll open with trading on 10 coins in August, and then we'll continue to add more and more coins to our peer-to-peer exchange. And what also sets us apart is the fact that we're having an ICO where we're selling LCS Cryptoshares. And what Cryptoshares actually do is send cryptocurrency, a basket of cryptocurrency dividends to the holders. So we'll be giving dividends to the owners of the Cryptoshares, 100% of the profits from the exchange. And we'll also be sending out voting tokens whenever we make important decisions for the business.
Okay, great. So decentralized exchanges are kind of a hot topic at the moment. How does a decentralized exchange differ to a centralized one?
So decentralized exchanges actually means a few things. Traditionally, what a decentralized exchange is having no central buyer or seller, or no central authority who controls the buying or the selling. So with peer-to-peer markets, because the buyer and seller trade directly, that is traditionally a decentralized exchange. Also with the blockchain technology, what decentralized often refers to is having the system on the actual blockchain, which we're not doing. We'll be hosting our exchange on a server for security reasons. But what we are actually doing is, because we're having the LCS Cryptoshares, we'll actually be decentralizing the ownership of the exchange. So we'll be decentralizing the profits, decentralizing the decision-making and the ownership.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're centralizing the actual exchange portion. In the news at the moment, Binance got hacked recently. How are you going to counteract that risk being centralizing your exchange?
So funnily enough, one of the main reasons why we will be hosting it on an exchange, other than it being for logistical reasons, is because we'll be able to ensure that the security is very solid. That is one of the most important things that we're doing, is ensuring that we have the proper security controls in place. And by having it on a server or servers, then we'll be able to ensure that it is fully secure. We'll also be able to update it consistently, so update the actual exchange and update the security systems. So from a security perspective, it actually makes sense to do what we're trying to do.
Right, okay. So I think I kind of get the concept of what you're trying to do. So I've got a scenario, okay? So I went to one of my, the meetup I organize at Crypto Traders, and someone approached me afterwards saying, hey, that Ivy coin you were talking about, did you want to buy some? And I was like, yeah, okay, I would, but I think I prefer to come and give you the cash and then you do the transaction in front of me. Is this something I could do with a service like Local CoinSwap?
Yeah, absolutely. That is effectively what we'll be doing, is facilitating the person-to-person trade directly. We have what's called the Escrow on our exchange as well. So the way that a trade actually works is, if I wanted to buy cryptocurrency from you, you would have your cryptocurrency on the Local CoinSwap exchange. And then once we enter into a trade, then that cryptocurrency goes into the escrow. So it's now locked from anyone from accessing it. So the exchange, that you or myself, and I would send you the fiat currency directly, and that can be through whichever means we agree to. It can be a bank transfer, it can be through cash, it can be through PayPal, or any other means of transferring the fiat currency. And then once I send that to you and you accept the deposit, then you would accept the trade in the system, and then the escrow would be released and the cryptocurrency would go into my wallet. So that is effectively how a peer-to-peer trade works. And for what you're after, it would definitely be able to facilitate that service.
Okay, so it would protect the buyer and the seller in this instance, right? So both parties would have to agree on that contract, that smart contract, and say, I've received my coins, I've received my cash, let's finalize this transaction. Is that essentially what it would do?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the main concerns we have, other than security, is ensuring that all the buyers and sellers are protected from theft or scams or those sorts of things, which do exist. But with a trade which takes place, the buyer or the seller can actually enter into a dispute. So if I'm sending you the fiat currency and you're saying that you didn't receive it, then you could enter into a dispute, and then the dispute resolution process would begin. Otherwise, if I sent you the fiat currency and you're saying it's not accepted, then I can also enter into a dispute and then go through the dispute resolution process. So at the end of the day, both the buyer and the seller are protected.
So you mentioned that there was also some a basket of dividends for local coin swap token holders. Can you go into that detail?
Yeah, so because our exchange will be offering trading on a whole wide range of different coins, we'll actually be earning our revenue in those same coins. So the way that the exchange will be earning revenue is by taking a small percentage from of the cryptocurrency from each trade. So it'll be a small percentage, around 1%, might be a little bit more, might be a little bit less, but around 1%. And so if we're offering trading on 10 coins, then we're going to be earning the revenue with the 10 coins. So it really makes sense for us to actually distribute those profits to the LCS crypto shareholders in the same way that we earn them. So for example, if you were an LCS crypto shareholder, at the end of the quarter, you would receive the dividend tokens, and you might receive the cryptocurrency basket in Bitcoin, Monero, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, all the same cryptocurrencies that we earn the revenue in.
Does the token holder need an account, or do they need to have a log on to local coin swap to be able to receive their dividend?
Good question. So we've really taken a lot of time to develop the necessary infrastructure to be able to do the Cryptoshare idea. And in short, there's actually two ways that you'll be able to receive the dividends. So when we send out the dividend tokens, you'll be able to send that back, and you'll be able to sign your wallet address for each of the cryptocurrencies that you'll be receiving in the basket. So if you had Bitcoin address, Ethereum address, you send it back, and then you receive the dividends, cryptocurrency dividends, directly into your different wallets. But then what we're also doing as well is we've implemented a dashboard. So when you sign up to use local coin swap, you'll actually have wallets in all the different cryptocurrencies. And to streamline the process, what we can actually do is just assign the dividends directly to your wallet. So it's up to the user, but we've spent a lot of time developing the protocol and how to do this and the systems to send the cryptocurrency dividends.
Okay, and you mentioned the top the 10 coins. Is that like the top 10 in the marketplace, or how have you gone by that selecting the coins?
Yeah, it effectively was the top 10. I can't remember them off the top of my head. If anyone wants to find out which they are, then head to the website. There's a list in some of the articles. But it effectively was the biggest coins. In the future, though, I might add, when we're adding new coins to our exchange, it's going to rely on the community to vote which coins that they would want them on, which they want us to add. So I think at the moment there's about 1,500 different cryptocurrencies, which is so many. Some of them I'm sure don't do anything. So there's no real point for us to add all of them. It's quite strenuous in developing the infrastructure to allow the trading with the escrow and the wallets and all the rest of it. So it does take quite a bit of time to develop that. So we'll be getting the community's opinion on which different cryptocurrencies to add.
Yeah. And do you have like a timeline of how many coins you'll have after you launch, or so you'll have 10 at launch? Is that the plan?
Yeah. So all we know for certain at this stage is that we'll be having 10 on launch, which is in August this year. And how many we add and which ones we add really depends on the success of our ICO. So we're running the ICO at the moment, And depending on how successful the ICO is, will really dictate how quickly we can add all of the different infrastructure for each of the new coins. But at the end of the day, it's our ethos at the moment to create the best user experience and to just add as many coins as we can as quickly as possible without any security lapses or making sure that we don't cut any corners.
So, Tom, can you go into where you're at with the pre-sale at the moment?
Yeah, so we started the pre-sale for our LCS Cryptoshares on March 15th, and then that runs until the end of March, so March 31st. Before that, we actually had the pre-ICO as well, and where we reached our soft cap. So our soft cap is 500,000, and we reached that, and our hard cap is 20 million, which we're trying to reach. Our official ICO begins on April 15th, and then it runs for 3 months, so it'll end on June 15th.
So, Tom, 3 months for an ICO sounds a bit long, not as long as the 1 year EOS one, but why did you guys choose 3 months?
Yeah, so the reason why we decided to do 3 months, which is quite long compared to most ICOs, is because of the fact that we're in a bit of a lull at the moment with the cryptocurrency market. The enthusiasm is deflated. We don't see as many people investing, many new people into the cryptocurrency area. So the reason why we're doing a 3-month ICO is because we're really trying to reach our goal. And in order to reach it, we really think that we need to do the 3 months. But I will say, ever since we began the ICO, we've reached all of our expectations well before we thought we would reach them. Our community has blossomed very nicely. So we don't see any reason at the moment why we wouldn't reach our targets.
So so you accept Ethereum for the ICO?
Yeah, so we actually accept a few different cryptocurrencies. We've developed a dashboard that there's about 5 or 6 of the main cryptocurrencies, and we've actually really streamlined the process to get a hold of LCS Cryptoshares. So it's just a matter of registering and doing a couple of other things on the dashboard that we've created. We've priced the LCS Cryptoshares in Ethereum. So depending on the fluctuations of the price of Ethereum might dictate how much they're worth, but we have priced our Cryptoshares in Ethereum.
So with the Ethereum price kind of tanking at the moment, does that mean that we'll be able to buy more crypto shares with our Ethereum?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're just getting a hold of Ethereum now, technically the drop in price will allow you to get a hold of Ethereum cheaper and then get a hold of our LCS Cryptoshares cheaper. At Local Coinswap, we're definitely not discouraged by the lull in the market, but for those who are just getting involved in cryptocurrency right now, it's a fantastic time. We peaked around the end of last year in terms of the value of Ethereum and Bitcoin and all the rest of it. So if people are just getting involved right now, it's a really good time.
Yeah. So this isn't financial advice, but we're a long way from the top. So the conventional wisdom is to buy the dip or buy low. So we are low at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I should add as well that there's so many risks involved with cryptocurrency. So everyone really needs to make sure that they do all of their due diligence. They make sure that they're not buying anything that exceeds their levels of risk. And this goes through the entire cryptocurrency market as well. It's not just ICOs, it's your wallets have security risks. So everyone should make sure that they're really being diligent in this cryptocurrency area.
Yeah, great. So all you guys at home, this isn't financial advice. Do your own due diligence, as Tom says, and speak to a professional if you can afford one, because they'll help you out. So for your ICO, how many coins are you minting?
So we're minting upwards, and we have a cap of 100 million, and whichever of the 100 million aren't sold at the end of the ICO, they're destroyed. And there's no deflationary characteristics as well. So all the LCS crypto shares that we create, those will be the ones that will be in existence forever. So I think at the moment we've sold, off the top of my head, about 11.5 million crypto shares. And then the cap, we assign 10% to the founding members, and we also assign I believe 5% to a bounty and 10% to future business development as well. But 100 million is the cap, and then at the end of the ICO, the ones that aren't sold will be destroyed.
Yeah. So the funds that you raise for LCS, what will that go into?
The main cost that we're having at the moment is hiring staff, especially developers. We'll need quite a big team to do what we're trying to do. But then our costs will span so many different areas. We're talking legal costs. We're talking getting a hold of servers, administration. There's a whole wide range of different things at the moment. But for those who are looking for a full breakdown on all the costs that we plan to cover with the funds raised from the ICO, head over to the website. We have a whole lot in the white paper, and also a big breakdown on those expenses, and also forecasts for how successful we see ourselves being.
Yeah. So, and where's LCS domiciled?
So the company is registered in Hong Kong. We actually registered it originally in 2015. Well before we started developing this exchange, we were actually traders ourselves on other peer-to-peer networks. We were trading Bitcoin on localbitcoins.com, and we registered a company to do that. And the real reason why we got into this was because there was no existing group which had created a really nice peer-to-peer exchange that offered trading on a whole range of different cryptocurrencies. And it really doesn't make sense why this hasn't been done before. So that really was our motivation to get involved in what we're doing now. And we've been involved with cryptocurrency for a while, so we're also enthusiasts and trying to build up the community.
Yeah. So you see your unique selling proposition as that you'll have a better experience for users. You'll support more cryptocurrencies, and that you have the dividend from the fees.
Yeah, those are definitely the main things. The actual exchange itself is we're putting in a lot of effort to make sure that all the security tick boxes are checked. The user experience is checked. We're trying to add a social element to that as well, because our exchange won't be successful without a really strong community integration into the exchange. So we're making sure that is built into the system as well. Yeah, and then what we're doing with the LCS Cryptoshares is a new idea, which if this is successful, you can probably expect to see this being adopted by a lot of cryptocurrency businesses in the future. So we're really coming at this from a few different angles. We're trying a few new things while also being in touch with our core value as well.
So how would traditional exchanges see a peer-to-peer exchange? Would they see it as a threat, or how would you see the two coexisting?
So they probably wouldn't see us as a threat, because this type of service we offer is a little bit different. But I would say that with peer-to-peer exchanges, this is something which the market needs so desperately. With having a really good peer-to-peer market that offers trading on different cryptocurrencies, is going to allow new investors to get into the market who previously or currently don't have any ability to do so. So if this exchange takes off, then we can really expect to see a whole new demographic of people getting involved with cryptocurrency. With traditional exchanges, they've just had so many issues, and I think they'll continue to have issues in the future. And when I say issues, I mean things like regulatory issues, security issues, insider trading issues, a whole lot of different problems that permeate traditional exchanges. So at the end of the day, we both facilitate the access of cryptocurrency, but the need for a peer-to-peer exchange like the one we're building is so desperately needed that we're not even really worried about traditional exchanges. We hope they do well, but we're going to be there, and we're going to take a big portion of this market as far as I can see.
I'd like to talk about your team. So starting with you, what's your role at Local CoinSwap?
So my role officially is listed as the Chief Financial Officer. I've got a background in finance. I used to work in finance as well. But then I also do a whole wide range of other things. And also the other team members are also doing a whole wide range of other things. But our experience really spans a whole lot of different industries. So we have really skilled technical people, we have economists, we have financial people, we have legal people as well. So all of our backgrounds really span a wide range of different professions and industries, and together we work right closely and are able to build a really nice team.
And importantly, what about blockchain experts? How have you found recruiting them?
Yeah, so we have 3 people working on the blockchain. We have 1 specialist, we have 1 superstar coder who can do effectively everything. And then we also have our CTO, who's one of the core founding members, Nathan Worsley, who kind of oversees the whole lot. So we're really covered with that respect. And it's not just that area as well. We have people who are coding on the website in the different languages, and then also doing the UX, UI guys. At the moment, we're approaching 20 people. We have about 10 full-time people, and then we have other people doing different parts as well. Our team is growing, and we're actually looking for new developers as well. So if you happen to know any skilled developers, or if anyone out there is a skilled developer, definitely get in touch with us. We'd like to hear from you. We've started conducting some interviews, and we're really looking for those skilled developers at the moment. So get involved if you think you have the ability to.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll do a shout out at my meetup, the Crypto Traders Sydney. So if I hear anything, I'll pass your details on. So I come from a marketing advertising background. What marketing plan or promotions plan have you got in mind?
So we have quite a few marketing people. Our CMO is a guy named Val. He is a very competent and skilled marketing person. And we've been coming at the marketing from a few different angles. We have all of the social media. I think our Telegram has 4,000 people the last I checked, and it's going off consistently with questions and comments and user interaction. So we're really trying to do the marketing from a community perspective. I also release regular articles as well, and I try to talk about topical issues and then tie that into cryptocurrency and our exchange and all the rest of it. We have Reddit as well. We have an Ask Me Anything if people want to see what other people are asking, or if they want to ask questions and get detailed answers, definitely head over to the Reddit Ask Me Anything. So we're trying to come at this from a few different angles, but our core philosophy is to build up a really tight-knit community.
Okay, great. Well, I'll get your social media links and I'll put them in the description below for our viewers. So going through your ICO and your tech development, what do you see as your biggest challenges?
Our biggest challenges at the moment would be getting a hold of really competent developers. We do happen to have a few, and we had some more previously and who have moved on. So getting a hold of developers is by far the hardest thing at the moment. There's such a shortage of really skilled developers who can really see what you're trying to do and then build that into a very good system. So we're doing interviews, and then I would say that is our biggest challenge, but by no means I don't think that will be something that's above us. We'll definitely be able to achieve that. Other than that, I would say possibly regulatory issues in different jurisdictions. We're really trying to be a worldwide exchange, and with different regulatory authorities coming up with different frameworks, we might see a lot of inconsistencies where we have to meet one particular standard and in one country and another in another country. So that could potentially be something that we have to deal with, but we're still very motivated to deal with those issues, and we'll definitely be ticking all the boxes with all the regulators as well. It might require a lot of work. It might require a lot of legal professional help, but that's one of the things that I would say is one of the challenges that we might have going forward.
Just getting back to the team and the recruiting challenge, is there enough talent in Australia to provide for the blockchain industry?
That's a good question. So most of our team comes from Australia. So I would say yes, definitely. In terms of the Australian cryptocurrency community compared to the rest of the world, I really like the Australian community. It is very Aussie. with the whole larrikin kind of attitude towards cryptocurrency and the memes and all the rest of it, which makes it very entertaining. I would say the skill is out there for sure. It might take a lot of effort to find the right people, but I think that they do exist. Yeah, and I'm actually very confident about the Australian cryptocurrency community. I think that we're able to come at this with a really unique angle. So yeah, I'm really enthusiastic about how Australia is going to adopt cryptocurrency and put our own innovations into the whole world.
Yeah. So you said most of the team are Australian. Where else would you be looking for blockchain talent?
We're definitely not limited to any particular place, as long as we can get the most competent developers, the most skilled, the most competent, as long as and they can fit into the team as well, which we're very flexible. So as long as the skill is there, then we definitely want to hear from you. In terms of the hiring process, we do go through a few different interviews to make sure that we get the right people. Yeah, so we're definitely not limited to any particular area.
So Tom, my last question is around the investment in local CoinSwap itself. How does the LCS token work in your ecosystem? Is it integral? And do you see the coin rising in price? Is that your intention for the coin?
Yeah, so absolutely. The LCS Cryptoshares are absolutely integral to our exchange and the community. So whenever we're making important decisions, we'll be asking the LCS crypto shareholders through votes, through LCS voting tokens. So what the community wants is what we'll be doing. So it is very integral. Also, 100% of the profits are distributed back to the LCS crypto shareholders. So the ownership is going to be in the hands of the LCS crypto shareholders effectively. So it is absolutely integral to the ongoing success of our exchange. And then in terms of the price rising, it is still early days, but I would say very confidently, in my own personal opinion, I think absolutely. You can never be certain about these kind of things, of course, and there's lots of risks involved, so that's not trading advice, but I am very confident that ICO is going to be very successful. And in the future, I really think that what we're doing is going to be really successful. And even if we only achieve half of what we're trying to achieve, that's still going to be an amazing feat. Once again, what we're trying to do is just not there in the market as it exists, and it should be there. There's no reason why it shouldn't be there. And then if we're able to fill that gap, then I think we'll be extraordinarily successful.
And one last one, a nerdy question around, does the token get mined? How does one, what's the tech behind it and the architecture?
So we have actually released all the source code. It's completely available for anyone who wants to go and have a look. I can't remember the website exactly, but
we'll put it below in the description for you.
That sounds good. So the LCS Cryptoshares are ERC20 compatible on the Ethereum network. They can be sent and received just like any other ERC20 token. In terms of the dividend payments with the cryptocurrency baskets, there's a couple of ways that they'll be able to receive that. They'll be able to send in their wallet address for each of the cryptocurrencies and receive it directly to their own private wallet, or they'll be able to receive it through a local CoinSwap username. They'll actually be able to have different wallets on the local CoinSwap exchange and then just receive it directly through there. But if anyone wants to go have a look at the source code, then that's definitely available, but they will be they are ERC20 Ethereum tokens.
Okay, so all the transactions and sending is managed by the Ethereum platform.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, great. Did you have any last words you'd like to share with the viewers?
I would say get involved with our community. We have all the social media. If the best thing to do if you want to speak to the team members is get involved with the Telegram. We have people on there around the clock answering questions. Also go to Reddit. We have the Ask Me Anything, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter or the other social medias as well. We have a blog on the website as well. Excuse me. Also sign up to our newsletter on the website. I would say those are the main things. I would also say it's a pleasure being on your YouTube channel. I think that your channel is absolutely fantastic. I love the angle that you're coming at cryptocurrency with. I hope that, or I definitely see it taking off in the future, and I'm really glad to be involved at these early stages of your channel.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. And hopefully you'll come back and talk to us about your developments around the ICO and any technology or insights that you'd like to share.
Absolutely. I'm happy to come on anytime. Just, send me a message and I'll be right there.
Well, there you go, guys. Local coin swap sounds like a very exciting local Australian ICO. So if you like this video, please click like and subscribe so we can get Tom back onto the show. And this is Aussie Ty, and you've watched the Crypto Current Affair. Click like and subscribe and join me on this Crypto Current Affair. Just because it's double doesn't mean it's a bubble.